She laughed at me. On my wedding day, in front of everyone. But she didn't know the men sitting in the back row weren't just guests. They were waiting. And when they stood up, the entire room went silent. They say your wedding day is supposed to be the happiest day of your life. For me, it almost became the most humiliating. The venue was simple, a small chapel near the base. White flowers, wooden benches, soft light, nothing extravagant. But it was ours. I stood at the front, hands slightly shaking, breathing slowly. Not from fear, from memories. My sister Lauren walked in late. She always did. Designer dress, high heels, loud voice. She looked around the room like she was judging it. Then she looked at me and smiled. That smile, the one that meant trouble. I wasn't wearing a tuxedo. I was wearing my dress uniform. Pressed. Clean. Metals polished. I wore it for one reason only. Respect. Lauren leaned toward our relatives and whispered loudly, "Wow, he actually wore that." Soft laughter. Someone coughed. I kept my eyes forward. When it was time for speeches, Lauren stood up uninvited. She lifted her glass. "Can I say something?" Before anyone could stop her, she continued. "I just think it's funny," she said, laughing, "that on his wedding day he still needs attention." She gestured at my uniform. "Couldn't just be a normal groom, huh?" The room froze. My fiancé squeezed my hand. I said nothing. People think silence means weakness. In the military, silence means discipline. It means control. It means you don't react until it matters. That's when movement started. 3 men in the back stood up, then 5 more, then all of them. Every single man and woman in uniform, generals, officers, enlisted. They stood at attention. Lauren stopped laughing. What's happening?" A tall man stepped forward. Silver hair. Calm voice. "My name is Colonel Harris," he said. "And what you just did was disrespect," Lauren stammered. "I was just joking," he shook his head. "No, you tried to shame a man who wore his uniform. Not for attention, but for honor." He turned to the crowd. "This man led soldiers home alive." Murmurs. "He carried wounded men off battlefields." Silence. "He buried friends." Tears. "And today," he said, "he stands here choosing love over rank." Then something unexpected happened. One by one, they saluted. Every uniform in the room. A full military salute. For a groom. Someone recorded it. Phones came out. That video would later explode online. Millions of views. Lauren's face turned pale. She whispered, "I didn't know." Colonel Harris replied calmly, "You didn't ask." This wasn't about revenge. It was about respect. It was about understanding that some stories don't need to be loud. They just need the right moment. I turned back to my bride. The noise faded. The uniform sat down. And I spoke. "Today I choose peace," she smiled through tears, and said yes. The video hit social media that night. Headlines read, "Military stands in silence at groom's wedding after sister's remark." People debated, commented, shared. But the truth? The truth was simple. As we walked out together, Lauren stood by the door. She whispered, "I'm sorry." I nodded. Some lessons don't need forgiveness. They just need to be learned. And that's why the loudest moment of my wedding wasn't the laughter, it was the silence.